Am I live? Oh, I hope not, I'm not live. And all right. Whew, we're off. Sorry about the delay. Life things. All right, here we go. All right, so I don't know if this is a surprise stream or not. I wasn't expecting to do one today, but I have some free time. It's my last free day before I start. Make sure I'm on the right Wi-Fi. Before I start grad school, I am on the right Wi-Fi. Oh, here we go, man. All right. Woo. All right. So again, it is the last time not the last stream I'll do, but the last stream before grad school. So I don't know exactly how my schedule is going to be running after this. I didn't start with some song lyrics, so that's on me. I don't know. Come over. Got some Rihanna in my head, I guess. Anyway, free hit Gameweek 18. A lot of people are going to be using it. Got a lot to talk about today. I wish I could be there to do a deadline, not a deadline stream tomorrow, but a last checkup tomorrow to see what you guys' teams are looking like. I don't know how long today's stream will be. It doesn't seem like it'll be too long, just, one of them days. Then we have Game Week 18 we got to worry about. We have double hit Game Week 19 to worry about, and a lot of news still to be decided. So I wish I could stream tomorrow when we hear more updates about the Tottenham and Aston Villa match on, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Or I wish I could deadline stream on Tuesday, but it is what it is. I can't do it. So this will be the last time I'll see you guys before the Game Week 18. All right, so a lot to talk about. What's up, Will? Good to see you here. Good to see everybody here. Thank you so much for showing up. We got a lot to talk about today. So as far as me and what my plans are, right now I'm going to be getting rid of, I'll throw in Mo Salah right now just so we can see the official plans. All right, so I have Mo Salah in my squad, but he will be leaving for Kevin De Bruyne. Now, there's a lot of reasons why I'm doing this. I think the biggest reason why is I think that, I talked about it in my video the other day, but I think KDB can outscore Mo Salah over the next 5 game weeks. And I think more than anything, De Bruyne gives me that big time player playing in Game Week 18. And I think that alone just helps me make the move from Mo Salah to Kevin De Bruyne. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna need a large glass of wine when I finally do transfer out Mo Salah. He's my first love, man. But it's just something I feel like I have to do with these run of fixtures. I'll pull up the run of fixtures right now. These run of fixtures and having a game in 18, I just think I have to bring in KDB for Mo Salah. I don't recommend getting rid of Salah just to do it. I know he's been struggling lately, but it's only a matter of time before he hauls, right? He's got Burnley in Game Week 8 in Game Week 19. Surely he gets some good returns in that. He's got Everton after that. Then he's got Leeds, Fulham. No, that's not right. That's Leicester. Sorry, I have my phone blocking half my screen. After that, he has Tottenham, which is tough. West Ham, which is a pretty tough fixture, I guess. But and then Brighton. So I still think he gets some big returns in at least 2 of those matches. So it's going to really hurt me to drop Mo Salah, but I feel like it's something, again, I have to do. I will have Triple City. I'll talk about that. I worry about that later. I'll probably end up dropping Diaz or Cancelo. I'm not sure at the time. I'll probably drop them come Game Week 20 and bring in Chilwell, because Chilwell and Chelsea have a good run of fixtures at Game Week 20 plus, and they go really well. I should just show you guys while I'm at it. They go really well with each other. So Chelsea, when they have a tough fixture in 22, that's when they face Tottenham. But Liverpool, because I have Robbo, Liverpool and City have good fixtures that week. So that gives me 2 really good defenders, and I'll just have to choose between Dyer and Chilwell. I'll probably pick Chilwell at this moment. And then come game week, what is that? 21. Chelsea have Burnley, Liverpool and City, and then Tottenham have, that'll be a tough decision. But they go really well together, you know what I mean? So I don't know exactly. So I feel like those 4 defenders give me some really powerful defenders moving forward. I have great balance in my team. Shout out Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I feel good about it. Other than the fact that I'm getting rid of Salah, which will make me cry. All right, Rosendo, what's up? On a side note, Rosendo, my homie who was born and raised in Honduras, he just brought over some tamales, man, some authentic Honduran tamales, and as soon as the stream ends, I'm getting into that. But yeah, Game Week 17 feels forever ago. I don't even know how long. When was the last match? Was it last Monday? I don't even feel like it was that long. Game Week 17. Why do I keep skipping it? Yeah, it was Monday. So it really wasn't that long, but why does it feel like it's been forever? Forever young. I'm right there with you. Especially with all of this madness going around on what's going to happen with games maybe being postponed, fixtures moving around, Liverpool being tied 1-1 to a 16-year-old Aston Villa side, and then end up winning 4-1. Leeds losing today. What a crazy time it's been, though. Good to see you, Rosendo. Deep Production. Hey, Don, what's up? Just chilling, man. Just chilling. How are you doing, by the way? Tell me how to upgrade my squad with a free hit. Okay, let's check it. De Gea, Bellerin, Cancelo, Diaz, Wan-Bissaka, no Fernandes? Oh, Bruno Fernandes, Son, KDB, DCL, Wilson, Kane. Bench is Nato, Yedlin, Eleni, Bruno, captain. All right, so as far as to upgrade your squad, I don't know how much there is to upgrade. I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably try to upgrade Bellerin to Tierney. I think that might be a good shout. I'm not the biggest fan of Wan-Bissaka for attacking returns, but he's facing a Burnley side, and I like his chances getting a clean sheet. So I'm a fan of Wan-Bissaka in this match. Son, yeah, I don't know, man. This is tough. I like everyone you have here. I mean, Yedlin, I'm a big fan of Yedlin ever since the World Cup, and he just came on and had blazing speed. Yeah, the only thing that maybe I would do would be to maybe upgrade Bellerin to Tierney, but that's just me. That's just me favoring Tierney over Bellerin. I'm not against Bellerin at all. As far as captaincy options, yeah, I think Bruno's a great choice. For me personally, I'm gonna have it on De Bruyne when I bring him in, but I'm not. I mean, Bruno on the road against a Burnley side, I can't hate that captaincy call at all. I like that move. As far as your free hit team, again, that looks great. That looks great. Oh man, that looks really good. Yeah, I would just definitely keep an eye on for tomorrow. I think tomorrow we'll probably find out about the Tottenham and Villa match. And if there's some big news there, then you can obviously say, okay, well, no Kane and Son. Let's rotate things around. Overall, that's a fantastic squad, D Production. Hey, Don, says Ryan, I'm thinking of wildcarding this week. I have Son, Kane, and Grealish in my squad. If I free hit, I will be able to have KDB in my squad. What do I think? I mean, yeah. For me personally, I'm going to hold on to my free hit chip. I think with how the season's going, it may be more useful later, but that's just because of the team that I have set up, right? As far as looking at your squad, Son, Kane, and Grealish, yeah, if they don't play, I'm assuming you're not going to have too many players in your squad. And wildcarding, I would want those three into my wildcard squad. And so I probably would free hit. I'd probably free hit. Because you look at Kane and Son, their fixtures they have moving forward, they're not the... they have Sheffield and a tough Liverpool match, then a good Brighton match, tough Chelsea, good West Brom, right? And so I would want at least one Spurs player in that, and I wouldn't want to wildcard this week with the intent of bringing in someone big like a Harry Kane, because you never know what might happen to the rest of your squad. So if I were you, I'd probably free hit. Oh, you mean if you wildcard? Yeah, okay. If you wildcard, you could bring in KDB. Yeah. I think this is a good moment to wildcard because there's a lot of big teams. There's a lot of big teams who have a good run of fixtures, and that I would want in my squad, right? So you have Bruno Fernandes, who has a great run of fixtures. You have Chelsea defenders, any City players between KDB, Cancelo, Diaz, Sterling. I know Sterling might be hurt right now, but even he might be considered. You have Harry Kane and Son that you would want in your squad. Even if they don't play this week, you can just sit them on the bench and just bring in a bench player. You have some Liverpool like Robbo. So there's some really big names, really big players to have in your squad on a wild card that have really good fixtures. So I like wild carding at this moment. I just sprayed water all over my microphone. Considering wild carding, says Thomas, wild carding have 5 players from Spurs Villa. If that doesn't go through, yeah, you might have to do something. Because I'm assuming you're not going to have you're not going to have 11 players period if you have 5 players missing in one game. So I'm gonna assume you're gonna only have like 4 or 5 players playing then. Yeah, if that's the case, you gotta use a chip in my opinion. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. Rosendo, that's my last wish. That's my last wish meal. Love me some tamales with ketchup. Ooh, ketchup. I don't know about ketchup for me personally. I just like me some tapatio on mine, but to each their own. Yeah, those Honduran tamales hit different. They're way different than Mexican tamales that I kind of grew up with, really. But yeah, they're a lot sweeter. Oh man, they're so good. As soon as the stream's over, I'm gonna chow down like 4 or 5 of them. Will says I'm tripling up on City and United while doubling up on Spurs too. Woo! I'm not against that. I mean, you're putting all your eggs in one basket, but I'm with it, man. City have such good run of fixtures for what, 5 game weeks, for the next 5 game weeks, and United have a good run of fixtures for quite some time. Yeah, look at that. Until about game week 26, they only have Liverpool as a really, really, really tough opponent. So yeah, dude, I'm a fan of. The only problem with me bringing in United players is, other than Bruno, I don't know exactly where I want to go. I mean, obviously I like Rashford a lot, but would I want Rashford in my squad? I'm not too sure. But I'm not against having Rashford in. The only reason why is because at that price, I think I could do. I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough decision. But I love the triple up on City. I love the triple up on. Oh, you're tripling up on United, right? Doubling up on Spurs. Yeah, that's a great move. All your eggs in one basket, but that basket's looking prime, looking very prolific. Deep production. I picked De Gea and Wan-Bissaka just because I hope United will get a clean sheet. Very easy opponent. Yeah, I completely agree. I wouldn't want De Gea in my FPL squad or Wan-Bissaka outside of this game week. They're going up against a Burnley side who just can't score. Simple and plain. And I think for me, Burnley, of course, anyone could score any given game week, right? That's kind of the beauty of FPL. You can't predict. I mean, nothing's ever 100%. But I've said it before here. Burnley's biggest threat is Wood, and he's just a big player, and he's going to win headers. But that's Harry Maguire's strong set too. Harry Maguire is bad against pacey players. Burnley ain't got none of them to kind of go against them from what I've seen. So I think it plays right into United's game plan, and I like that. I like that move on doubling up on United's defense this week. Possibly doubling up on West Ham as well. Ooh, who would you double up on? I like that. I like that move though. I think for me, if I was to double up on West Ham, it'd be Cresswell. Antonio, I think, is going to be nice in the double game week. I know it still might be a bit too early, but I feel like risking it just feels good to me, you know? But yeah, who are you doubling up with West Ham? Gonna take the hit for 4. I like that. Bringing in KDB and Rashford in, 180k overall. Woo! 180k overall, man. That is, what dreams are made of right there. Put yourself in a great situation almost halfway through the season. I like that move, man. I think, again, I like Rashford a lot. It's just hard for me to bring him in. You know what I mean? That's just me personally for the long term. But for this week and for the next, actually, you know what? Should I be rethinking this? Because Burnley has a tough Liverpool match, but then he has Fulham that same week. Sheffield the weekend after that. Maybe Rashford's a great buy. I even think Cavani might be a good asset to have too. I just don't know about playing time with Cavani, but Rashford's nailed on. He's gonna be playing a ton. I like that Rashford move a lot. I don't even know what his selection is, but I feel like he can't be higher than 10%, just because of how many people own Son and Bruno. 13%. So yeah, I was a bit off. I do like that move, man. I think it's a good shout, really good shout. Which options would you suggest instead of Kane and Son in case they don't play? Yeah, so for me, first off, it's gonna be Rashford. I think for this week, Rashford's a good shout. I think you could also look at. I think Phil Foden might be a good shout. I know he's rotating, and I think you'd probably rather have Cancelo, Diaz, and KDB. But with how many injuries they have and how much COVID, I think Foden might start, and he's good when he plays. But someone around Son's price range has to be Rashford. Someone around Harry Kane's price. You could try to take a punt and go for Lacazette. Maybe go with a Aubameyang. I mean, they're very risky picks, but Arsenal have been playing well lately, especially Lacazette. A lot of people are getting on the Lacazette train, and I can't blame them. But I think those are probably the best options as replacements. Martial, no. Cavani, no. I mean, yes, but no. I mean, they're risks too. Those who I would say. So Lacazette, maybe Aubameyang, but I'd probably prefer Lacazette at this moment just because he's cheaper. Lacazette. Who else did I say? Rashford, and maybe Cavani and like Foden or something. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, there's some tough calls. I think those are my favorites after this. Because I'm not big on that Sheffield Newcastle match. I'm not really big on that. That Everton Wolves match scares me a bit. I just feel like I don't know what to expect in that match. That could be a 0-0 draw. I wouldn't be surprised. It could go 3-2, and I wouldn't be shocked. And so it's such a tough fixture for me to call. What's good, bro? Kobe, what's up, man? Good to see you. I hope that Villa game goes through since I have 5 players. Oh. Yeah, I hope so too, man. I know there's a lot of. I think that's the second person here that's had 5 players playing in that Villa game. Revan also says has 4 players. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 myself. So I hope so too. If it doesn't go through, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Baby, with you. I don't know what I'm gonna do either. Cause if it doesn't go through, I'd have Dyer, Cancelo, Diaz, Bruno, KDB, and DC. I'd only have 6 players playing. And that scares me. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do either. I just hope it goes through. Am I free hitting this week? No, I'm not gonna be free hitting this week, unless the only chance I have of free hitting is if that Spurs Villa game gets called off. Then I'll free hit. As of right now, I'll bring in KDB for Salah, and I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'll have 9 players playing, and then the 9 players I have, I really, really like. So I won't be free hitting this week, unless of course that game gets called off, and that 9 instantly becomes 5. Villa game will get canceled mostly. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It seems like it's just gonna get canceled, man. I hope not. From what I was reading from Ben Crillon on Twitter is that, I don't know, my hair be messing up like that. What I was reading with Ben Crillon on Twitter is that if the game gets pushed back, Tottenham already had a few games that had to be pushed back, and it just creates this huge problem, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm glad I don't have to worry about scheduling fixtures right now. That's a tough department to be in right now. Villa game will get 4 players. West Ham double is Cresswell and Antonio. Yeah, that's exact. The only other player I'd want from West Ham would probably be Soufal, but those two, for that double game week, yeah, that's prime. For bringing in, because Cresswell plays West Brom and Burnley, right? Let me just check myself. Burnley and West Brom, yeah. That Burnley West Brom fixture, man. Cresswell could come up with some huge hauls. I love to have Fabianski for Gameweek 19. Same, Thomas. I think any West Ham defender, I'd go crazy to have in my squad. The only problem is I just don't know how I'm going to do it. Because I don't like getting rid of Dyer, Cancelo. I mean, maybe Dyer. Maybe I get rid of Dyer for Cresswell. Maybe that's what I do. Still a little bit too early for me to think about. Not too early, I guess. Maybe I get rid of Dyer for Cresswell for Gameweek 19. I got to stop moving the screen so much. But, I mean, I can't get rid of Robbo, Cancelo, or Diaz for Cresswell. I don't know. It's too tough. Only 7 players for me this week. Are you going to wildcard yourself? I think you only have 7. And if you have 4 from the Villa Spurs game, you only have 3. All right, so if that Spurs game gets called off, you'd have to free hit, right? I'm like, there's no other way. You know what I mean? It has to be. Yeah. Oh, that's tough. I don't trust El Ghazi, by the way, says Will. I don't know who else is with me. Anyone else with him? Yeah, El Ghazi, man, he's putting up huge numbers. Huge numbers. Getting a ton of shots off. Using great positions. His XG is through the roof. Shots in the box is through the roof. But if you don't trust him, don't run with him. You know what I mean? I feel you. Sorry I couldn't watch last week. I was busy. Hey, no worries, Thor. No worries. I'm just glad you're here. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're here. Is Fabianski back for 19? Let me check. Fabianski. I'd have to. Let me do some quick research while I just kind of. Oh, my camera. All right. So as I research, let's see if I can come up with anything good here. All right. So Fabianski onto Twitter. Fantasy Football Scout's usually a good one to go to. Oh, come on, son. Fabianski. There we go. Yesterday he said he was back to training. So he's back to training right now, Fabianski. So I can only imagine he'll be back. Yeah, back in training. He should be good for Gameweek 19, Fabianski. When's the deadline this week? The deadline is Tuesday at 8:30, so at 4:30 UK time, Greenwich time. So Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday at 4:30 Greenwich time. Whew. All right. You must have about 9,000 football tops. I wish, man. I went through I went through like a buying spree when I was living in England. There was a Nike outlet, and a ton of thrift stores right next to where I was living. And so every morning before after work, I would go home and I would check it out, and I would get all these jerseys for like £5 tops. You know what I mean? There's some like England kits that I have right now that cost me £1. So I couldn't stop myself. I bought like 20 jerseys in the space of a couple months. I really want to do the ordering one, where like you order a random kit and then it just comes in the mail, and you get to choose if you want it to be like a top squat or a top league, or if you want it to be just a completely random one. Maybe I do it that way, and that's how I choose my squad. You know what I mean? Yeah. Also, what's up, Alex? Good to see you, man. Alex, Chelsea had a big game yesterday. Chelsea put, or was it today? Yeah, because Werner scored, Havertz scored, and I think from what I was seeing on SofaScore that Hakeem Ziyech had a huge match. I didn't get to watch the match because you can't watch FA Cup matches in England or in America without streaming it, and I don't know where to stream it. And also, it was at 5:30 in the morning. But yeah, apparently Ziyech had a phenomenal match. Yeah, big. I mean, they were playing more game. I don't know how you say it, but yeah. Do I ever buy stocks? I do buy stocks. Yeah, I'm on the stock gang. You know what I mean? Shout out Nipsey Hussle. I do. I'm still learning a lot though. I've been trying to over the past 2-3 years. I haven't put too much money in, but I've just been doing a ton of research. So when I actually get a legit job and I'm not paying off student loans at a crazy rate, I could be ready for that stock market. You know what I mean? The best time to invest was yesterday. I think that's what they say. I used my free hit 2 weeks ago accidentally, so I don't have any players play. Oh, no way. No. How many players do you actually have playing this week then? How many players do you have? Oh, no. Do you have a wild card left? Would you wild card this week? Or are you going to hold on to your wild card? That's gutting. Oh, no. What's being said about the Spurs game? It's up in limbo right now. No one's sure if it's going to go down or not. It may be postponed. They're waiting to hear more COVID testing results tomorrow before they decide on whether it's going to be postponed or not. But Villa had their training ground shut down. Got bars. Their training ground shut down on Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that this week, due to how many COVID tests. They had double-digit amount of players play, so much so that they had to have their U16, U23 side, whatever it is, play against Liverpool in the FA Cup match. So this Tottenham Villa match might not go through. But we'll all find out more tomorrow. What do I think of Gundogan? Yeah, so for me, I think he's a good player. Outside of FPL, I think he's a good player. About FPL though, it's tough for me because for me, any attacker not named KDB is going to be hard for me to pick at this moment, and you're kind of just rolling the dice. That being said, Gundogan's stats lately have looked really good. I have to look into my on my Discord. I was talking with Dylan about it. Was it Dylan that asked or Ahmed? But anyway, somebody asked, and I looked up some Gundogan stats. His last 4 games have looked pretty good. I'll show you some basic stats real quick of Gundogan. For me, again, it's gonna be so hard for me to even on a free hit. I think I'd probably still rather have Foden, because I think Foden has a really good chance of starting this week. But you look at his last few games, he's averaging over his last 4. He's averaging about 2.5 to 3 shots per game. Attempted assists is somewhere around 2. He's getting into good positions. Aguero is going to be out, so he won't be playing. So maybe Gundogan sits higher than even usual, so they can get some attacking prowess on their squad. It's just hard for me to pick him, but I hear him out. His expected goals over the last 4 games have looked good too. Expected goal involvement. So I understand why people are thinking about bringing in Gundogan for their 1 week free hit, especially because he's 5.4 or whatever it is. But for me, it would be hard, but I understand it. Yeah, thankfully both got on the score sheet. Talking about Chelsea here again. Oh man, I was gonna buy Bitcoin at £900, but never did. Oh dude, Yeah, I was in college at the time when the whole Bitcoin craze was going crazy. I was in college, and a bunch of guys on my team already bought Bitcoin, and they were like, "Dude, we need to buy more. We need to buy more." And it was at like $400 at the time, something like that. But I didn't have enough money to pay for rent, and so I was like, I was living like check to check, pretty much, and I couldn't find a way to get together an extra $400. I was like, I work like super crazy weekends. Anyway, I couldn't have bought it. I don't even know what Bitcoin is anyway. No, I don't think many people even do. It's like this. It's like you need a rocket science degree to figure it out. But it's going through the moon. It's up to like $38,000 now. Unreal. I don't even know what it is. But yeah, to this day, I mean, yeah, just sucked. I'm glad that I paid my rent though. What you doing, buddy? If Spurs game be called off, looks like it won't. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be tough for me. I think free hit's probably the best way for me to go about it. Because if the game gets called off tomorrow, I'll only have 3, 4, 5, 6 players playing. I do like the 6 players I would have playing because I would bring in KDB for Salah. But I don't know. I think I might have to use a free hit. I might be. My hand might be forced to use that free hit chip if that game gets called off. I don't want to. I'm gonna do everything in my power not to, but it would just be a bummer. I'm gonna buy some Stellar Lunar and looking at Ethereum. Yeah, all those the cryptocurrencies, all those just go over my head. I don't know anything about them other than the fact that they've just been going through the moon these last 3 years, 4 or 5 years, something like that. Yeah, I have no idea what they are, man. I'm gonna stay away from them personally just because I don't know what they are. But go for it, man. I'm saving my wild card and I have about 5 players playing. Oof. I'm probably right there with you. If that game gets called off, I'm right there with you. I don't think I'll be using my wild card either because I really like my squad. Going into 19, I like it. Maybe I just take one to the chin. Yeah, maybe, Michael, I just take one to the chin if that game gets called off, play my 6 that I have, or my 5 that I have, and just take the red arrow as it comes, you know what I mean? Drop Zuma, got me Stones and Saka with that cash. Traded Neko for Mitchell. That'll do for game 18. Get Stones as captain for now. Stone is captain. That's good. Captaining a defender is always a tricky one. Or always a bit of a maverick move. I like that though. It seems like Laporte won't be back for. I think what I was reading today. Did I throw it in the Discord? Let me see if I did. I think Stones. Let me see. I read something about Laporte today, and it was that he was still coming back, but he was still. Oh yeah, Laporte and Ake. Laporte and Ake are still injured. So I don't know how long it'll be before they come back. So I like that Stones move. I think even then Stones has that nailed down at the moment. He looks too good. And Saka's, yeah, I love Saka. That's a good. I like that move, Rosendo. They have 9 first-team players tested positive. Oh, whoa! 9 first-team players. If they have 9 first-team players, how much? Even if they tested negative, what's the protocol in England or with the Premier League? How long do they have to? How long after they test negative do they have to sit out, or is it as soon as they test negative they're good to go? I don't know what the protocol is, man. Anyone know? And as far as Foden unlikely to start, yeah, he could. The only thing that makes me think that he may start is the fact that Sterling is still hurt. From what I was reading, yeah, Sterling and Ferran Torres are not fully fit, quote unquote, and so I don't see them playing. It's just strictly because there's injuries that make me think that maybe Foden plays, but that's just speculation. Aguero's out. Yeah, Aguero's out. He someone nearby him tested positive for COVID, and due to protocol, he has to I don't know the exact quarantine. I was trying to read up on it this morning, but essentially someone around him tested positive, so he won't be playing. I'll see if I can check that real quick for you. Back in the days when I was a teenager. Extra. All right, let's check it. Man City. It's gonna take me forever to find it. I'll try to do my best, I guess, as I go. Aguero is negative. The last 3 or 4 COVID tests he's returned are negative, but the protocols say he has to isolate. Says Pep. He's isolating. Unfortunately, he was in contact with one person who was positive for 19. It was a pity. It was a perfect day to get minutes, but unfortunately, he has to be a few days out. That's what they're saying about Aguero. So it's not him. It's just someone that he was around. He still tested negative, but protocols are protocols. Rough. Kobe says my team for this game week is Martinez, Reguilon, Tierney, Cancelo, KDB, Bruno, Grealish, El Ghazi, Kane, DCL, Wilson. What are my thoughts? And do I wildcard if the Villa game doesn't go through since I have 6 playing? Yeah, if the Villa game doesn't go through, you're definitely in some trouble with Martinez out, Reguilon, Grealish, El Ghazi, Kane. So you're out 5 players. It's hard for me. It would be hard for me to wildcard just because I still like your team moving forward. I would still want Kane in my squad moving forward. I would still want Grealish. Potentially even El Ghazi. If you like El Ghazi, I would still like him on my squad moving forward. And so it'd be hard for me to wildcard for 18. I'd rather wildcard for 5-6 game weeks in the future. And so it's hard for me to do it just because I only have 6 playing. For me personally, I'm probably if I had 6 and the 6 that you have, I'd probably just hold and just hope for the best. But because I know you don't have your free hit, you accidentally used that earlier in the season. So I think for me, because I like your team structure moving forward, I would probably hold my wild card and just turn off the TV. I don't know. What do I think McGoldrick can do? Do I think McGoldrick can score against Newcastle? Yeah, so I think one of my bold predictions that I've had this week is that Sheffield find a way to score, which does sound actually crazy because how many goals have they scored this season? Caps lock, come on, son. Let's see. They scored 8 goals this season, so they're scoring a goal every other game, which puts them right on pace for this one. Yeah, I looked at McGoldrick's stats over the last few. I think I was actually going to tweet it, but I don't want to be... I don't know. Let's see. McGoldrick over the last 4. He's looked good. Look at that. I mean, 2 shots. He's averaging about 2 shots per game over his last 4. If you go to his last 5, he's averaging a little more than that. So not the worst. I think... Yeah, McBurney's still out, right? Yeah. Even if we go to his expected goal involvement, where can I go for that? There it is. If we go to Sheffield United's their best players of the last 5 matches, McGoldrick has an expected goal of 1.5. The next best is Burke with 0.5. So I think he has a chance to score. But it seems like Newcastle do have Lascelles back. Lascelles will be back in that back line, so it's going to be bolstered up. So do I think McGoldrick scores? No, but I think one of my bold predictions, if I had to pick a bold one, it'd be that he does. Sterling might be a doubt too, along with Aguero, but not as... Yeah, Sterling is a doubt. He's still hurt. I don't know if that just mind games. It doesn't seem like Pep's playing too much mind games this season, but Sterling will not be playing... Oh, no. Check. Sorry. Sterling is not fully fit, according to Man City Extra Twitter. McGoldrick, I think, might be a good first bench option. I think so, too. Especially for first bench. If you wanted a crazy differential with the potential to score, and if they do, you can post your screenshot on Twitter, I think McGoldrick might be that guy. Good week, though. Barcelona and Chelsea won. Yeah, that Barcelona match, man, we've really been picking it up these last few matches. Messi looked really good again this week. He looked phenomenal last game week. He looked really good again this week. Just so many positives across the board, man. Dembele looks electric with the ball at his feet. He still has some things he has to work on, of course, but he looked good to me. Pedri is obviously phenomenal, other than he did struggle last game. It wasn't his best game, but is what it is. And Griezmann, dude, two great finishes. Yeah, Barcelona winning was a great way to spend my Saturday morning. By 39 pounds of stellar lumens, you could be a millionaire in a few years. I know, right? Imagine going back in time and investing all your money in like Bitcoin and Tesla. What's the word I'm looking for? Bit of cult stocks, but they boom, dude. I'm thinking to go on a differential with free hit for Jesus. Thoughts? Yeah, I think so. Going back to that Kane replacement, Jesus might be a good one. He is always worrying me though. that's just me because, he could have a game where he scores three goals, and then he has a couple game weeks in a row where he just misses every chance he has. But he's getting into positions, and I like that. Aguero's out, and with how many injuries they have, I can't see Jesus not starting. But I'm not a City supporter, so I can't give you the full details on that. But yeah, I think that Jesus could be a good shot on a free hit. Great differential it would be. Did I see Ziyech's assist? No, I haven't watched any highlights on that Chelsea match yet. Was it incredible? Should I do it right now? As soon as I catch up on comments, I'll do it. What about Stones and Walker? Yeah, they're good picks. Walker for me is a bit too expensive just because I can have Cancelo at what, 0.4, 0.5 cheaper. I don't know exactly how much it is right now. Walker's probably more nailed on than Cancelo is, but Cancelo is playing a lot this year. Stones has been balling out, man. Stone's been balling out. So I like those two picks. I like getting in on the City defense. Period. They're the best defense in the Prem right now. They have a great run of fixtures for 5 game weeks. And yeah, if I could get into that City defense, I would. If I didn't have any, should have been on the Bitcoin. I know, man. But the only problem back then is I didn't have enough money for it. I couldn't afford to pay rent. I was already like a week or 2 weeks. I was like a week late on my rent, and when all this was happening, and so I had to get the money for last month, and I had to get the money ready for the month that was coming up. And I couldn't afford, man. I couldn't, especially because I knew nothing about Bitcoin at the moment. I just knew that it was soaring. And I made a decision to have a roof over my head and not get evicted over buying Bitcoin. If I could go back in time, kick me out of the house, man. I don't care. You know what I mean? Aston Villa young players headed back in a minibus after the game. That was so funny, man. What a great moment for them, too. They're like 16, 17, 18 years old or whatever. And they just went up against a squad. I mean, most of the players, even if they were on the bench, you're going up against a squad that won the Premier League, a squad that pretty much won the Champions League 2 years ago. What a great experience for those youngins, man. I had Bitcoin at 11K, unfortunately sold at 20. Hey, I mean at the same price. I know that sucks because it went up like another 10K after that, but you still made $9,000. $9,000. So that's a hard part about the stock game is knowing when to jump out. I'll never know when the right time to jump out is. Other news, I did the same thing with Enphase Energy, Enphase Energy. My dad always talks about he dropped out of Zoom, he dropped out of Tesla when it hit like $300. Anyway, other news, how many Man City United players do you recommend? I think as many as possible, honestly. I know it sounds crazy as I squeak. So Bruno Fernandes, KDB for sure, no question. DS, I think those three, if I was free hitting, I would say are, I don't want to say necessities, but if I was doing it, I would absolutely put them in my squad, period. Those three. And if we look at, we look at the other matches, United, try to get a United defender in there, whether it's Maguire, Wan-Bissaka. It seems like Lindelof and Bailly are both hurt, as you could probably get someone in. I forget who their replacement is right now off the top of my head. Something like that. Not Lil Tucci, that's Lil Wayne. But try to get a United defender in there for this week if you're free hitting. And City, DS, KDB. You could probably try to see if you could bring in Cancelo. Hope he starts. Mars is still a bit tricky for me. Maybe Foden if you're feeling super risky. But yeah, if you could get the more Manchester players this week, the better, in my opinion. Just the best odds. The best odds at coming over with some big returns. Beware on El Ghazi as Barkley might be back. That'll push Grealish out wide, and thus El Ghazi might get benched. Yeah, that's a great point, Michael. I think for me, I've been thinking about this a lot, and because El Ghazi has been balling out these past 4 game weeks, whatever it is, and so it'd be hard for me as a manager to bench him. But Ross Barkley has looked great the whole season when he's been healthy, and so I can't bench Ross Barkley. You know what I mean? Barkley has to be in the squad. Grealish obviously has to be in the squad. So what am I going to do? I can't play everybody. Somebody has to take a hit. I mean, I could take out Traore, but I don't know I don't know if El Ghazi or Bart or Grealish would be good on the right wing. And so something's got to give. In the words of is that Goody Mob? Something's got to give. So something's got to give. I don't know who it's going to be, but I would definitely be cautious of that. That's a great point, Michael. Rough brought sold. Yeah, that's tough. Stellar Lumens is the crypto that's making connections with banks. That's why I'm looking at that. I'll look into that. Let me screenshot it. I don't know much about. The only problem again with me going into stocks is I'm about to go into grad school, and I don't know how grad school is done in other countries, but in America it costs you. Oh my gosh, you got to take out. You got to foreclose your house to be able to afford grad school, man. So I don't know how much money I could put into stocks right now because I ain't got no money. Let's see. Harry Kane and Son putting 50 goals past the Villa youth. The crazy thing was 1-1. As soon as I saw Villa score that goal, and the dude who scored it played for Barcelona B last season, if I'm not mistaken. Great goal, by the way. Way to squeeze. That's a little football technique for anyone who's a D lineman. Incredible technique there. That would make my coach proud. But yeah, dude, what a crazy game. I heard a stat somewhere that McGoldrick has been involved in 100% of goals for the team if he's on the pitch. Whoa. I mean, I'm not. Let me see. It'd be hard for me to go into that one right now. But I know they've scored 8 goals this season, and he has. He has five of their. He's been involved with 5 of their 8 goals. And so that's worst case scenario. He's involved in 65% of their goals. So if he 100% of goals on the team, if he's on the pitch, I need to look that one up. That's crazy. The boy that scored against Liverpool used to play for Barcelona. Yeah, he did. I remember when he left. A lot of Barcelona supporters are a bit upset about it, and look, rightfully so. Blues FPL, what's up, baby? Go to see it. What are your plans? Oh, there's your plans. I've taken a break from FPL for the last 5 days, and I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, for me, I made my video, but outside of that, I've gone away from FPL. I've kind of just taken a break. No Twitter for me. No team news. I tried to get some team news yesterday, like last night and today, just because I knew I was going to stream and I had to be prepared. Shout out the Boy Scout honor. So I had to be prepared, but yeah, it feels really good. I mean, I haven't worried about the Villa Spurs game because there's nothing I could do about it. Whatever happens, happens. And yeah, it felt good, but it's also good to be back. I missed FPL. When I woke up on Saturday and there was no games, it sucked. Not to go back off the FPL, a good book to learn technical analysis. Not to go back off the FPL. Oh yeah, a good book to learn is technical analysis. Stan Winston's Secrets for Profit in Bull and Bear Market. Let me screenshot that. Yeah, that's my hard thing to do right now too. Is I've been trying to research for like 2 years, and I do a lot of it on YouTube. But then it just gives me like the stupid ads whenever I watch videos. It's always the same people, and they're always like, "Do you want to make $80,000 on $10,000? This is how." It's just, "Do you want to get rich quick?" And it just annoys me. So yeah, but I've just been on YouTube. But you also hear like the same. So you get the same kind of people who talk about on YouTube, and it's all like get rich kind of things. And I like the safer approach. What's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? The most successful investor of all time, Warren Buffett. I like Warren Buffett's strategies. If you learn to read the charts, it shows you when to jump out. Yeah, I've been looking into that too. Playing the statistical route and seeing when it breaks. Yeah, I think. What are some other the head and shoulders technique, all that? Yeah, I mean that's probably it's tough for me. I just play the long game. Shout out Winston from New Girl. Long game. But I do need to learn more. How do we think we played today? Says Blues FPL to Alex about Chelsea. Blues, good day for Chelsea, says Blues. I feel like I'm reading Dr. Seuss now. Good, but it's more about confidence for some of the players. I agree. I mean, you should have won that game, period. It's a game that you need to win, but gaining confidence, gaining chemistry, being able to play with each other on the pitch, something they haven't necessarily done too much this season, it's huge for Chelsea. No youngsters played. Not even Billy Gilmore? Man. Big day to win in a rough patch. Check. Yep. Kepa gave me a fright. Always does. There's an easy solution. It's Traore. Do you think getting rid of Traore is the answer? I mean, you could get rid of him on the right wing. I think he is out of those 3 players we mentioned earlier, or the 4 players, because him being included. I think he would be the way that I would get rid of, or I would find a way to get Barkley on the pitch. It would be to get rid of Traore. In my opinion, I think you're right. It's just the formation. How am I going to run about doing that? I'm not a Villa supporter, so I don't necessarily know the right way to do it. Because Barkley's more of a cam. Grealish, I don't know if he can play on the right side. I don't know if El Ghazi can either. But I mean, your best, in my opinion, Villa's best 4, including a cam, is going to be Watkins, El Ghazi, Grealish, and Barkley. Got to find a way to get them all on the pitch at the same time. 3 of the bots in our Kepa, Jorginho, and Alonso. How much? What's the deal with Alonso right now? Surely he's got to have a club that wants him in this transfer window. Anytime any of these 3 take a touch, I almost get a heart attack. I mean, I know Alonso's not the same player he was a few years ago, but his experience, and he's still, all right. I feel like some team would want him. We need to up the dead weight. Who would you captain this week? KDB, Bruno, Sterling, or Aubameyang? All right, so for me, first off, I think Sterling may be in doubt. From what I was reading before I started the stream, is that he's not fully fit. Now, will he be fully fit for his match on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it is? Let me just see exactly when it is. On Wednesday? I have no idea. I would definitely have to pay attention to that, though, moving forward. Out of all of those, I think for me, it's got to be... I'm captaining KDB. I'm captaining De Bruyne, but I think Bruno Fernandes is probably the... I think Bruno's probably the best option, but I'm going with De Bruyne. I don't know how that makes sense, but that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Bruno's probably the best, but I'm going with KDB. Kepa's so bad sometimes, like he's doing it out of spite. I hope he gets I hope he moves and he's able to. I hope he's able to refresh and just become a solid keeper, man. Sometimes you just need to change the scenery. Tough captain pick. I agree. Who are you captaining, Alex? Good question from Kobe. Yeah, captaining Warren Buffett. Oh, that was about my comment earlier. Billy did play. How do you look? I love Billy Gilmore, man. I love Billy Gilmore. How do you look? Gilmore bosses it. Let me see what his rating on SofaScore was. ZS got an 8.8. Oh my goodness. Billy Gilmore got a 7.2. See what some stats are. Good heat map. 92% accurate passing. No surprise. That dude's a baller. Key passes 1. 8 out of his 9 long balls were accurate. Yeah, this guy's good, man. I'm a fan of Billy Gilmore. Yeah, I like him, man. It's cold in my garage, man. In my garage. KDB or Bruno? Yeah, I think that has to be the two that I'm looking at myself. Again, I think for me, I said it here. It doesn't make much sense, but Bruno's probably the best option. I'm running with KDB though, which sounds crazy, but I am. Is the Spurs game still on? No one really knows at this moment. We're gonna find out tomorrow. Tomorrow after testing, we'll know for sure if the game is still on or not. Let me see what Krellin says. Ben Krellin on Twitter, who's the mastermind of this. I need to have my eye on some NFL right now too. Let me see. Krellin. He has one tweet in the last hour. Is it Spurs related? A decision on whether Aston Villa Tottenham will go ahead on Wednesday is expected to be made tomorrow. Yeah, so it's going to be made tomorrow, so don't worry about it till then. That's funny. Let's see if he has any other news on what he thinks is going to happen. Oh, camera. Oh my gosh. The most likely route to a triple game week is Aston Villa versus Newcastle isn't moved to game week 17. Oh, this was a while ago. Wouldn't that be crazy if there's a triple game week in 19? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's all speculation. Don't get me. It's nothing concrete. It's definitely something that's just there's a lot of dominoes need to fall in place before that happens. It's just a dream, He's so good at this, man. He's already planning ahead to like game week 26, 27 was probably going to happen. Yeah, it's all speculation right now about whether that game's going to go, but it's all going to come down to tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, most likely when I wake up, I'll find out if that game is going through or not, and then I'll probably freak out. Also, I just got back from a 5K run, and the first thing I do is on YouTube and see your stream is on. I'm glad that you're done with your 5K run, man. Hey, shout out to you for being active and exercising. I'm not a big fan of jogging anymore. I like sprinting. I was thinking about that today because someone in my class said that she just runs for fun, and I mean, to each their own. Everyone always has their own thing they like. But for me, I think I would rather go do sprint training than go jogging. Like if you're like, hey, let's go run. What are some? I'm trying to think of some universal soccer training techniques. 'Cause I was gonna say some Chelsea's, but I don't think you get. That's just something my coach made up. Yeah, I'd rather do sprint interval training than jog. I don't know why. How fast do you do it, Blues FPL? I don't even. Yeah, 5K to me is awesome. That's awesome. And yeah, this is definitely a surprise stream. I didn't know if I was gonna do not today, but I got some time. I only have like an hour though. It's not gonna be a 3-hour stream. I was expecting it to be longer than an hour, but we're here already. Under 20 minutes. That's awesome. That's awesome. What's up, Tom? What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you doing? How was your weekend? I feel like it's been a long time since we've seen each other, talked to each other. How you been? I know it's Gameweek 17 only ended on like Monday, but still felt like forever. Forever. Hudson Odoi needs to be in the first team more. I don't know who would you sub out for him though. I mean, he looks good when he plays, but who? Who? I don't know who you bring out on a fully healthy Chelsea squad. Ravens are losing 10-3 to the Titans. Sorry if I ruined it for everyone who's team voting it. I feel really bad now. Derrick Henry already running? No, Derrick Henry's been held quiet, only averaging less than 2 yards a carry, but he always gets going in the second half. That's kind of his thing. Ryan Tannehill. How about Ryan Tannehill? Going from a bust to a great player on a great team. KDB or Sterling? For me, it's got to be KDB. Sterling right now may be injured. First off, he may be injured, so I don't know if he'll be fully fit for the game on Wednesday. It's still pretty early, but for me, I think I'd rather have KDB over Sterling. I just think De Bruyne is in a world of his own, in my opinion. He's the best midfielder in the world. I don't even think it's close. Even this year, even though he's not been putting up the same numbers, he's still been shooting a lot. He's still been doing a lot of work. They just haven't been clicking as a attacking unit. Pulisic. Oh, you think it's get rid of Pulisic? Get out. Just kidding. That's interesting. He needs to be rotated at times. That's interesting. What are you guys' thoughts on Pulisic? As an American who loves Pulisic and thinks that he's a Captain America, our savior, our everything, man. Obviously he's been hurt and hasn't been able to go full time, but might be a route. Yeah, not too bad. First video date ever thanks to COVID lockdown. Whoa, and hit the free hit. So very excited. First video date? What was that like, man? Wait. So you went on a date and it was your first date and you did it over video? I want to know more about this, man. And hit the free hit, so very excited. That is very exciting. Hitting that free hit button, gets your juices flowing. Talk about an adrenaline rush. That free hit as I squeak. I want to know more about this video date, man. That's crazy. I always get super nervous anytime. I had this woman who I was talking to a little bit at the time. We're just texting back and forth, and she FaceTimed me, and I don't like answering FaceTime, and I ignored it, and then I never heard from her again. Anyway, switch on YouTube, and Donna's in the house. Hey, Shardu, what's up? Yeah, surprise. Definitely not a time that I would expect any FPL to be happening to live stream. It's a Sunday. There's no game until Tuesday, and there's been no game since Monday. It's definitely a weird time to stream, but it's my last chance to stream before I start school, so I feel like I had to get one last long stream in before I start. Of course, I will be streaming when school starts. It'll be more sporadic. It'll be shorter times, but good to see you here. Hey, Don, those Miss Jackson lyrics. I see you. Hey, man. Miss Jackson's got to be one of the best songs of all time. I think Nas was talking about he wanted to be on that joint back in the day, but yeah, dude. Shout out Outkast. You know me. You know my love for Andre 3 Stacks. Yeah, I love that song, man. Pick Pulisic for double Gameweek 19. I'm not against that, man. If Pulisic is healthy for 19, if he's healthy and he has the full go, I can't see why I wouldn't want him. He plays, let me go to fixtures. Fulham and Leicester. That Fulham game's looking prime, man. The fact that I haven't had Pulisic in my team this year so far shows great restraint on my half, because I would do anything to have him in my squad. I agree. I just don't know. I don't know who I would drop for him, though, at the moment. But yeah, that Pulisic pick looks good. If he's healthy, of course. What will you do if Villa Spurs is off? I don't know yet. I don't know. I think part of me just says to hold on. Just hold on. We're going home. I don't know. Because the hard part, too, is on Monday. On Monday, I have class starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I don't think it ends until 6 o'clock at night. That's how long I'm in school for. And then after that's all over, I'll have to do some studying for the next class the next morning. And the next morning starts at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and the deadline's at 8. So I don't even know how much time I'll be able to put into FPL over the next 24 hours. And so if the game gets called off and I have to free hit, my free hit is going to have very little, very little thought going into it. And I don't know if I want to put little thought into my free hit. So I might just hold on to the 6 that I have and just run with it. I'll transfer out Mo Salah for KDB on a side note, no matter what. So I don't know. I have KDB and Sterling in the free hit, but I heard Sterling was lack fitness or something. Yeah, according to Man City Extra, who's like a Twitter page devoted for City news, it just says Sterling is not fully fit, quote unquote. Who knows what that means? You never know. That might mean that Sterling is just took a knock and he's doing some rehab and he'll be fine for Wednesday. It could mean he'll come in at halftime. It's all speculation from my point after hearing the not fully fit. And so definitely have an eye out for some Sterling news this next 48 hours. After Dawn stream, of course. Yeah. Yeah, man. Shout out Adam FPL, by the way, man. Shout out Adam FPL and Blues FPL. Check him out. Also, I saw Missy Elliott was in a show coming up. That's sweet. It's between KDB and Sterling for me, and Lacazette or Rashford. Ooh, I like the Lacazette pick. I know that might be a bit courageous, but he's been on fire, man. He's been on fire, and he's going up against Crystal Palace, who can give up 7 or they can give up nothing. And so it's if there was ever a boom or bust pick, it's got to be Lacazette this week. But it could pay off in dividends, my friend. Pulisic is great in my opinion. He tore Liverpool apart not that long ago. And he scored against City last season too. When Pulisic is healthy, I just love him, man. It's just his health right now that's hurting. Are you doing any chips this week? No, I won't be doing any chips. No chips for me. Shout out Mac and Charlie if you watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You should have gotten chips from the hamburger store. That don't make sense. Yeah, no chips for me this week. It's so hard for me to say that, but no chips. Unless the Villa Spurs game gets called off, then I'll have to really think about it. I'm thinking of a master plan, but nothing but sweat inside my hand. Pulisic is great, but hasn't reached close to his form yet and what that peak is, which is understandable. But every time Odoi plays, he returns and looks top quality. I mean, he's Hudson-Odoi is forever on my most hated list after scoring in that 92nd minute with Cancelo as my clean sheet and kicking me out of my cup and my mini league loss. Nah, but yeah, Hudson-Odoi looks good, man. He's so electric with the ball at his feet. He's still super young. I kind of like that competition between the two of them. Bayern want him for good reason. Every time there's a good young player that's either not starting because of coaching decisions or just like Hudson-Odoi, like Pedri a while ago, like Ricky Puig, like it just like even you can go back to Gnabry. It hurts me because I know that they're gonna steal some of these players and just turn them into absolute monsters, and then the team that let them go is gonna be so upset. Ugh. Shout out to Bayern, man. They have a great staff. Oh, sweet. The best, all with the best school. Physiotherapy. Yeah. Physiotherapy. I start tomorrow. I had orientation on Friday, and it made me super scared. We already had a lecture. We have a lecture tomorrow. We already have like pre-lecture reading that we had to do. And I mean, it's super interesting stuff. It's just going to be so intense. So intense. And also, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. Hey, Don. What's up, Ahmed? Good to see you, man. I sorry I haven't been able to keep up with the Discord these last 2 days. I've been super busy with orientation and getting ready for school. I say that as I'm looking at the Discord right now. Looking at Dylan's free hit squad or his wildcard squad. Let me see. Looks good, man. I like his squad right now. I like his squad. Anyway. Good to see you. All the best of school. Hey, I appreciate that, Adam FPL. I appreciate that. I'll still be around from time to time. I'm not going to be leaving this channel. I just love it too much. But again, it's just going to be more sporadic than usual. Pulisic has played 90 minutes in 4 of the last 5 games, 83 in the other. He is being really slept on. 3 hard fixtures just passed. Let me see what he looks like his stats-wise. Come on, son. There we go. Nope, that's not where I wanted. I got 5 FPL bookmarks. Come on. Get there. All right, let's go to Chelsea. And here we are. Chelsea. I just want to go for his basic stats. Yeah, that's a good shout, man. Ever since he played Wolverhampton, he's played 90 minutes. Wolverhampton's a tough defensive match. West Ham are pretty good defensively. Arsenal, it's top 6. Make all the jokes you want right now. Villa have been balling out this season in City. That's a great shout, Kamzi. I mean, all those squads he played were good defensively. All of them. I mean, even West Ham, who aren't the best defensive team on this list, are still good defensively. He's still getting about over his last 3 matches, he's averaging like 2.7 shots per game and about 2 attempted assists per game over his last 3. And so he's getting some numbers there. I think his expected goals are pretty high too. Let me see what their leading XG is. They don't play this week. They play next week. Let's go to Fulham Chelsea. They're starting it off. He's leading the team in expected goals over the last 5 matches. Most shots on target over the last 5. Attempted assists, he's third with N'Golo Kante. Wow. Kante putting up numbers in attempted assist wise. Yeah, man. He's putting up the numbers. It's just, you're right. Maybe it's just the fact he's been playing tough squads. We'll see what happens come this a decent run of fixtures they have. Bro, can you check out my cup opponent? He's definitely better than my last one. I don't know if I could check it out. I think I'd have to wait till the deadline. I'll see what I can do though. I don't know. Let me see. That's not what I want to do. Come on, son. All right, started late. There you are. All right, started late. Your cup opponent is egg fried ribs. All right. So you say he's definitely tougher than your last one. Definitely better than your last one. All right. How much money he's got? 1.5 in the bank. This is the tough one because I look at his squad, but I don't know what he's gonna do. Right. So he has Cancelo playing. He has Bruno playing. He has Grealish, Son, Saha. Let's just assume the game goes through. DCL, Kane. He has 7 players playing, and Decore 8. So he has 8 players playing right now. So he could just transfer out some players and get 9 going, and save his free hit, or he could get his free hit right now, and you'd have no idea what team to expect. So this is the team. If he doesn't use a free hit, this is what to expect. Pretty template players as far as Bruno, Grealish, Son, Kane, DCL, Zaha, and Cancelo. So a pretty. It's just so hard. It's so hard to assume anything with how much free hits are going to be going down. Cheers, bro. No worries, Kobe. Yeah, he could be an FPL asset in the second half of the season. Good luck with everyone who's still in the FPL Cup. Best of luck, man. Best of luck. And yeah, I mean, Pulisic he'll always be at the top of my watch list. Always. Even Zach Steffen, man. Even DeAndre Yedlin, who's probably playing this week. All them American boys always got my me attention. Don, I almost went to sleep and missed your stream. You haven't slept in a day? No way. I got bars even when I don't want to. That's crazy, man. I can't even stay up for like 12 hours anymore, man. Nah, I can stay up for 12 hours. I don't know the last time I pulled an all-nighter was. Actually, I do. I was working and it sucked. Last time I pulled an all-nighter, I was actually I shouldn't disclose the information. Anyway, yeah, I was working and it sucked. Staying up for the best LPO content on YouTube. Is Andy going? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, thank you so much. That means a lot. But I got a long way to go before I'm up there with the best FPL content, man. But I do appreciate it. Yeah, it was great to see the German boys doing well for us today and Ziyech back. Yeah, first time they scored in quite some time. And see if they can get going from this. I'm really uncomfortable on this chair if you can't tell. I keep moving around. Yeah, it's good to see the Chelsea boys doing well. I think Havertz is going to start getting a feel for English football and feel more comfortable. It's definitely a whole new world. He's still very young. He's been playing out of position a lot, so let's see if he gets going with this. I agree. Confidence is key for these young and new boys now. Yeah, man. Especially when you're young. Confidence has so much to do with it. Especially when you just transfer to a new league. I just can't imagine how much pressure that would be. I can't even imagine. Baltimore, if anyone is watching the Baltimore and Tennessee, if they're TiVoing it, turn away now. I'm going to talk about it. It seems like they are tied 10-10, and Lamar Jackson dropped back, 5-step drop, a lot of protection, a lot of time in the pocket, and goes down. Woo! Third down and probably like 20 now. Yeesh. Way to be resilient, D-line. All right. How am I feeling about Calvert-Lewin? Calvert-Lewin is out of my team in Gameweek 19. See ya. He's gone. In the words of Ludacris, poof, be gone. For me, let me do some stats. Since we got some time, I'm caught up on comments. I'll go to some deeper stats. Let's look at some Calvert-Lewin stuff. Let's look at this season. He's kind of come back down to earth here over the past 7 game weeks. Premier League. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna focus on his last 7 matches. And I think since Leeds, I'm gonna focus on these matches right here. All right. So if we look at his first 9 games, look how many shots he's getting off. He's getting off about 4 shots per match, right? Top of my head. 2, 7, 11, 14, 19, 24, 25, 28, 28 divided by 9. So he's getting off about 3 shots per game, 3 and a bit. And over the last 7, he's getting 7, 8, 11, 13, 14. He's getting 2. So his shots have dropped drastically, especially his shots on target. If you look at his shots on target, that's 5, 7, 9, 12, 14, 17. 17 divided by 9 is about 2 shots on target per game. And over his last 7, it's 4, 6, 7. It's 1. So his shots on target have dropped by 50%. His expected goals, his non-penalty expected goal involvement per 90. You also have to take my word on this. You could do the math, but it's dropped down by 50%. It's gone from point 0.8 to 0.4, 0.38, something like that. So his expected goal involvement and his shots on target have both dropped drastically over the past 7 matches. The only time he scored over the last 7 is against Burnley, and the only time he scores against. So his last 3 teams he scored against were Newcastle, Fulham, and Burnley. So he's not doing well against top opponents anymore. He was earlier in the season. Now, was this because Digne was out? Richarlison? Was it because James Rodriguez were out? There's a lot to say. I do think that does have some play in it. I think it also maybe he was just on a hot streak to start the season. I think it kind of goes both hand in hand. But for me, I look at those stats. I look at the eye test. He's just not doing it anymore. Maybe when his schedule gets a little easier, because he still has Wolverhampton, who are tough this week. Villa, tough next week. Leicester, Newcastle's a good one. Leeds, a good one. But then United, Fulham's good. Liverpool. So it's very 50-50 for me moving forward. Will I want him back in my squad in the future? Most likely he'll be back. But for now, I think it's time to say goodbye. I'm probably going to bring in Antonio for that double game week and hope that he can outscore DCL in that double game week. My camera! But yeah, for me, his production has dropped way too drastically for me to keep holding on. Yeah, I think there's things like homesickness and the stress of the biggest deals in history that people forget about. Yeah, man. I remember when I was 20 years old, 21 or something, whatever it was, I moved to England, and just the shock of not living at home anymore was a ton to handle. Living in a new environment was a tough thing to handle. Cultural change. I still spoke the same language, so that wasn't the craziest deal. But yeah, I can't even imagine if I was the biggest deal and I was already being compared to Prime Ozil. That's a lot to handle for someone who's so young. A lot to handle. Yeah, Don, Chelsea are in the race with Manco going to steal from Barca. I don't know if Barcelona's in the running for it. We don't have any money. We can't even afford Depay, who's being offered about like 7-10 million right now in a January transfer window. We don't have enough cash for that. We unless we sell players, we can't buy anything. So you'll probably get him. As much as it hurts me because I think he's such a good player, such a good center half, and that's exactly what we need in Barcelona right now. I don't even know. Do you guys even need that? You have Zuma and Thiago Silva. I mean, why would you turn him down, right? I like him. He's such a good player. But yeah, Barcelona have no cash. We can't get anybody at this moment. I honestly don't think we'll buy anyone in this transfer window. If anything, we'll have to sell somebody. But I don't know if anyone's going to want Coutinho, who has a huge contract and is hurt right now. I don't think anyone wants Griezmann, but it seems like we're going to be holding on to Griezmann. No, actually, we're not going to get rid of Coutinho. I think last I heard, we're not going to sell anybody. We're playing well, though. Barcelona's playing well. Yeah, I wonder where he's going to go. Should I check that out right now? Might as well. Let's change the stream up a little bit. Upamecano. Chelsea enter the mix, says the report. Whoa, Liverpool transfer news. David Alaba claim. Actually, I want to read a lot of these right now, man. But I don't want to do it live. Heard Liverpool want to get him too. All right, there you go. Ahmed just answered. Yeah, it's the latest news on him. I'm see if transfer market's been updated lately. No, it doesn't have anything. Still has United, but that was in September. It's been quite some time. Yeah, so it says Liverpool transfers. Can I read this real quick? Can I do that live on stream? I'm going to do that. I'll read the Chelsea one after this. I want to see what the Liverpool updates are. I mean, I'll wrap this up here in the next 20 minutes or so. I mean, there's not much to talk about. We've already talked about the big things. I wasn't expecting this to be too much news because there's so much that's still in the air, but I don't want no notifications. Wijnaldum says Shaqiri ready to play. Wijnaldum. Why is Liverpool are close to agreeing with Sepp van den Berg. That's big. Did it give me any news up here? Hello, welcome to the news. The Echo will provide. It doesn't even say. There's been a transfer hint. That's all it says. Sweet. Got me. I fell for that. And then SB Nation says Chelsea enters the mix. I want Haaland so bad, dude. Oh, he's so good. Whenever center backs Chelsea would be surprised they weren't planning this move. The futures of both Antonio Rudiger and Christensen probably lie elsewhere. It'll be logical that the Blues are willing to bring someone in soon with Thiago Silva turning 37. Chelsea already 40 million? That's it? No way. There's no way he's only 40 million. If Chelsea are able to get that, they would have gotten so many highly rated players for incredibly cheap. What's up with the Bundesliga, dude? Is it Bundesliga? I can't even. I don't mind. Anyway, signed a new contract with Leipzig last summer, tying him up with a Bundesliga club till 2023. However, they have reportedly a £40 million release clause available next summer, and Chelsea have seemingly expected interest in triggering it. The competition for him is stiff, however, with Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, Liverpool, United, and Arsenal all said to hold interest. Bayern especially are looking at the youngster as a replacement for Alaba and Boateng. If Bayern get him, man, jeez. All right, back to FPL. I guess this is FPL, right? Man, I'm surprised Barcelona was included in that because we ain't got no money. I don't know how we're gonna be able to afford it. Even that 40 million quid, I don't even know how we could afford it. Ramos to Liverpool, 15 mil. That would be insane. I mean, Sergio Ramos, from what I was hearing, is definitely going to be hearing offers out. I don't know. So it sounds like he may not stay at Real Madrid. He's going to go to wherever is the best scenario for him and probably pays him the most. Probably a mixture of both of them for me speculating. But he is definitely going to be hearing options out this summer. So Ramos could end up leaving and coming to the Prem. I haven't heard anything about it. I feel like we're not going to know anything about Ramos news until summertime. Summertime sadness. That'd be crazy though. Imagine a back line of Ramos, who I know he's older, but he's still a phenomenal center back. A Ramos and Van Dijk. Why do I want to say Van de Beek? Of Ramos and Van Dijk. That would be an incredible back line. That would make me want Robertson even more. And Ramos too. Would Ramos be on pens? If Ramos came to the Prem, he has an incredible track record at penalties. He takes it from Madrid. If he comes to Chelsea, would he be there? I don't want to say Chelsea, but if he goes to Liverpool, would he take penalties away from Salah? I don't know, man. It'll be a long term. Yeah, I do like that move. I'm a big fan of Upamecano from what I've seen. For my draft team, do you recommend Meslier, Schmeichel, or Johnstone for double game week 19? All right, for double game week 19, let me see the fixtures real quick before I make a move. Meslier, I believe, has 2 good fixtures, but Leeds' defense worries me. But he could come away with a lot of save points. And Brighton, Southampton, the Brighton match is good. And their defenses look a lot better this past 4 or 5 game weeks outside of last week. Schmeichel, let's see who Leicester plays, Southampton and Chelsea. That's a tough one. Johnstone, West Brom play Wolverhampton and West Ham. If I had to pick between those players, I mean, I would want to look at first. I don't know if you have Fabianski, but that would be the first name that I would look at. But out of those players, I would probably say that Meslier is probably my number one. Probably my number one would be Meslier. But I still expect Southampton to score in this match, especially if Danny Ings is fully back and still is healthy. West Brom, Wolverhampton don't really score. Actually, you know what? Let me go Johnstone. Because here's my thinking behind that. If Johnstone, if they're able to come away with a clean sheet in any of those games, which is, it's hard to say for a West Brom side, but if they do, he's on 3 bonus points. If the game ends like 1-0 Wolverhampton or 1-0 West Ham, I could still see Johnstone coming away with bonus points. Just because I don't see anyone at West Brom doing phenomenally well to warrant bonus points. But if Johnstone gets a lot of shots at him, gets some save points, he could come away with some bonus as well. So maybe that's where I go with. Don't steal him from United. We need him. I can't stand the fridge anymore. Even if Upamecano comes to United, it's still going to be him and Maguire, man. That's so funny. 80 million. I still can't believe that. 40 million release clause. That's so cheap for him. I would have put it a lot higher. Have I heard any news about Pope's injury? I have not. Let me see if the assistant football manager has said anything. Van Dijk. Yeah, that's how you say his name. My brother's Dutch. He speaks full on Dutch. Lived in Netherlands for quite some time. Probably gonna move back there when he gets older, or when I don't know, when life takes him there. But yeah, he's Dutch, and that's how you say it's not Van Dijk. It's Van Dijk. He always gets mad at me for saying it like that. It's like Van Dijk, Van de Beek. Every time I say Van Dijk, he gets mad at me. Kevin De Bruyne, he says it's actually Kevin De Bruyne. Even then, I feel like I'm still saying it a little wrong. What are some other Dutch names are in? Van Aanholt. Yeah, stuff like that. Let's see. Where was I going to? You said Pope, right? Yeah, Pope. No news on Pope. It seems like he's available on assistant manager, so maybe he's fully back. It seems if assistant managers, they're usually pretty spot on if somebody has a flag, and it seems like he's been cleared then. But I haven't heard any news other than that. Don, what do you think if FPL changed some of their point rules like UCL fantasy, where defenders get points or clearances, etc.? I think it would make center defensive mids more attractive. It definitely would make players like Ndidi, when fully healthy, it would make him attractive. But it would change. It would have to change all the pricing too, because then you would get, like Allen, however you say his name, Allen from Everton. He would suddenly become very attractive because he gets a ton of tackles. It would be interesting. It'd be very interesting. Because right now it just gets counted bonus points, right, into the bonus points algorithm. The thing is in draft, once a player is taken, you can't. Oh, that's right, draft. I'm thinking about free hit draft. You're thinking about Snake draft. Yeah, so I'd probably go Johnstone. Yeah, sorry, I was getting mixed up with free hit instead of auction style snake draft. Yeah, I think for me Johnstone would probably be the pick. If it's long term, I mean, I feel like Schmeichel's probably the best out of them all because I like lesser defense, especially because maybe Soyuncu's back, maybe, and Castagna's back. He'd probably be the most sensible one, but I like Johnstone. I just think he could come away with some good save points and maybe some bonus points. Hey man, good to see you. Hey, good to see you too, George. Greetings from Greece as always. Hey, greetings from California. Hope all the best. Thank you so much, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe with all this COVID be floating around like crazy right now. Good seeing you guys here. Thank you everyone for showing up. I appreciate y'all. Do you think McCarthy and Adams will be fit? Want to bench boost Game Week 19? I don't know about Adams. I mean, I would assume Adams would be. The only part is that it's so hard with concussion protocol. I don't know how the Premier League does it, but in college, concussion protocol, it could take, but again, it was American football, but he did get kicked to the head. Concussion protocol in the States could either be something super easy, like you do a simple test, which is kind of outdated now, and it's a lot more serious. But from what I was able to see in my playing days, it was it was hard to come back from concussion protocol once you were in it. You had to pass a lot of symptoms. I think you had to go, what was it? I think it was a full week or 10 days without any symptoms before we were allowed to come back to practice. I don't know what the protocols are for the Premier League, so it's all me speculating. I don't know. I would imagine with Premier League, it's probably a little bit easier to come back, and I would assume that he would be back because he didn't play last week, but I haven't heard any news on that, so it's me speculating. And as far as McCarthy should be back. I got to plug my laptop in as I see if I can speak through some dead air. McCarthy should be back. He had COVID. But he had COVID, 8 days ago? And let me see if I can find anything on Twitter real quick, actually, on McCarthy. As I say that. Come on, son. There we go. McCarthy. I would assume McCarthy's back. I mean, but I hear your point, though, because with COVID and with head injuries, it could be 5 days. It could be, months. McCarthy... FPL. Let's see if I heard anything. It's really going to be bad if McCarthy and Adams are available for the double game week. Says FPL Dylan. Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet. I would have to stay tuned for it. I'm seeing no news on that. Nobody's talking about it. But then again, why would they? They've had a lot of time off. Yeah, man. If they're fit, yeah, I like them on my squad. But it would definitely have to be playing the waiting game. Since it sounds like Sterling isn't fit, he might be fit, but yeah, that's what's it's sounding like right now. But definitely wait and see what happens with that. De Gea, Stones, Diaz, Tierney, Saka, KDB, Bruno, Son, Lacazette, Wilson, and Kane. That is a solid lineup. A solid lineup. Oh man, that's good. Getting rid of Sterling really allows you to bring in Lacazette there, innit? I like that team, man. I like that team, Alex. That could be a huge game week 18 for you. Is it better to free hit or play with 8 players? It depends on what 8 players you have, Tarek. If you have players from City, United, a little maybe from Arsenal, if you have some Tottenham players, well, I guess Tottenham and Villa might be called off tomorrow. We still have to wait to see what happens with that tomorrow. But it depends on the, like, if you have players like Charlie Taylor, like Ayew, like Brewster, like if you have players like that, then it's worth it to free hit. But if you have like 5-6 main players, I think you're fine to not free hit, especially with 8 players. 8 players sounds really good to me. Swap Sterling and Lacazette. Do you think that sounds like a mistake? No, if Sterling's not playing, I like taking a punt on Lacazette. I think he has a really good option to score against Crystal Palace. He's been on fire lately. Of course, you never know with FPL. You could come away with a 1-pointer off the bench. But yeah, if Sterling is truly out, I would definitely wait to hear some news on that. But if he is out, Dude, I like Lacazette this week. I like him. He's on a hot streak. He's on good form. He's going up against a Crystal Palace side that you never know what to expect from them. I like it. Johnstone got 2 points last game and let his 4 goals in. So that's my biggest worry with Johnstone is that he could easily give up 6 goals. So he's either going to give up 4 or 5 goals, or he's going to come away with bonus points and some save points. But I think the safest move going back, the safest move is probably going to be Schmeichel. But I just want to. The safest move is probably Schmeichel. But if I was willing just to go crazy with it and just take a ludicrous punt, Johnstone might be a good one. But that's tough. Should I take a risk? Should I risk Sterling on a free hit? I don't know. I don't want to answer that until tomorrow. I want to hear more news or even Tuesday. I want to hear more news and updates on Sterling. It just says all I've heard so far is that he's not fully fit, and that can mean anything. That can mean anything. It can mean that he's out for Adam FPL. I just got your notification. Adam FPL just dropped his team selection video right here. FPL Gameweek 18 Ultimate Free Hit Team Reveal Player Strategy. Let's go. I'm watching your stream. I'm watching it right now. Obviously, I'll give it more time later. But I'm watching it live on stream. Your squad. Let me see what it looks like. But yeah, for me, for Sterling, if he's not fully fit, then it's not worth it, obviously, to take it. But if he's fully fit and he's ready to go, he's going to play. He's going to start. I do think it is. I do think it's a good shout. Especially because Lamptey won't be playing. And so that right back spot's going to be pretty vulnerable. Now Brighton are probably going to park the bus, but they will be sitting deeper. But both those scenarios, whether it's getting out in transition against that right back, he's probably going to be slower than Sterling. Because I don't know I forgot who's playing that, but I'm pretty sure they're slow. Or if they're parking the bus, they're going to need someone to be really creative and make great runs, splitting center backs, and that's going to go right into Sterling's alley. So if Sterling is healthy, I do think it's worth it to the shout. I do think it's worth it. I'm looking at your free hit, Gameweek 18 free hit right now. You have I'm looking at Adam FPL's free hit squad right now. Hopefully he doesn't mind. Check out his YouTube channel. It's on there right now. He has Tierney playing. I like that. Yedlin. Shout out USA. You got Yedlin going. Cancelo, De Gea in goal. Saka, Sterling, KDB. Bruno Fernandes, Son, powerful midline. That Ryan's Bell is balling. Lacazette and Wilson. So Adam FPL also took the chance on Sterling and on Lacazette there. So it ain't just me thinking that. If the Spurs game go ahead, should I go Kane? Check. Oh wait, I lost where I was at. Yo Don, I know this is a bad shot, but I'm South African, and I believe Percy Tau from Brighton could do some good things. I'm so glad that I have someone here from South Africa to talk about him. I heard that he went to Brighton, but I don't know anything about him. Let me see. I know he just got into Brighton. I know he's younger. Let me see. Did they price him yet? They haven't priced him yet, have they? Is he not officially in the game yet? Let me see. I'm going to do some research on that real quick. That's a really good shout. Percy Tau. Coming from South Africa. Samina mina waka waka Shakira song in the South African World Cup. He's 26 years old. So yeah, in the first division in Belgium, he got 4 goals, 1 assist. He came away with a 0.4 goal involvement per 90. The season before that, he's at 0.8. So he has a really good record of goal involvement. But I don't know anything about him. What position he plays? He's a forward. I'm definitely gonna have him on my watch list when these games start going down with Brighton. Let's see. I don't know anything about him, but I will have an eye on him for Brighton's match this week versus City. He'll probably come off the bench, but let's see. Camera. If the Spurs game goes ahead, should I go Kane and Son or Kane and Rashford? I'd probably go Kane and Rashford. I know that probably sounds a bit. I a bit wild to say, but I think Kane has a better chance of scoring against Villa than Son does. And I think Rashford has a better chance of scoring versus Burnley than Son does against Villa. But that is such a tough call. That is such a tough call. I honestly don't. I'm glad I'm not in your shoes to make that decision. But I kind of like the punt on Rashford there. I kind of like that. Are you surprised at how Barca performed yesterday? It's good to see a motivated Messi. Yeah, man. Motivated Messi is so nice. Over at the beginning of the season, it seemed like Messi was still working hard, but you could tell that from what I was able to see, it seemed like his mind wasn't fully in it. And even though he's willing to go out and work hard and do all the things, the little things, you could tell that he mentally wasn't necessarily checked in at the start of the season. But over the last few matches, Alex, it was good seeing you. Thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate you. Get some sleep. You deserve it, man. Good luck with the game. I probably won't see you before the deadline, so good luck this game week, Alex. Good seeing you. But yeah, motivated Messi was really nice to see, man. It's just so refreshing. I think a lot of it has to do with obviously getting rid of the president, getting rid of or bringing it or Pedri's development. It's just so nice to see him. Messi has looked like Messi these past few matches, man. Oh, he's looked good all season in my opinion, but these last few, he's looked great. And yeah, am I surprised how they performed yesterday? A little bit, yeah, a little bit. They looked great last game, but I think for me, the surprise with me is the fact that every single player looked really good. Like normally when I've watched Barcelona this year, it's been 4 or 5 players who look good, then a lot of players who looked a bit shaky. This game was almost like a full squad performance. There was not many weak links in this team this week. It was so refreshing to see. Can you please rate my free hit team? Yes, I can. De Gea, I like in goal this week. Sanchez, it's a good pick. Tierney, Cancelo, Yedlin. I like the Yedlin pick as a USA. Douglas Murray. KDB, Sterling, Son, Bruno, Saka, Kane, Wilson, Brewster. Yeah, so Brewster's going to be on your bench. Obviously, same with Douglas Murray. All right, so Son, Sterling, KDB. My only thought, again, is keep an eye on for Sterling's fitness. I don't. This is all just me reading on Man City Extra's Twitter page. Is that Sterling is what was the word they used? Not fully fit. He could easily be fully fit for Wednesday's match, but it's definitely something to keep an eye out for. You have Kane, Wilson. I like that front line a lot. Saka, I think, is a beautiful player. Bruno, Son, Sterling. I think your midfield's great. Your front line, your front 7 are phenomenal. Yedlin, I think, is a really good shout this week versus Sheffield. Cancelo is great against Brighton. Tierney is looking like I think this team is great. Period. I don't know if there would be any moves I would make. I like every single player you have that's going to be starting. My only concern again is just keep an eye out for Sterling and whether he's going to be fully fit or not. Did I see that Leeds lost 3-0 to Crawley Town? Yeah, I did. I also saw that reality TV star or something made an appearance late in the game. I know. I think I did. I think I heard that he did play football for quite some time. But I don't know what he was doing on that. Was he just there as I don't know. I don't even know what he was doing there. But I saw they put on a TV star or something in the 82nd minute. Crawley Town, unreal. Yeah, good luck, Alex. He's already gone, but all right. So good seeing him here. Bruno, KDB captain this week. For me, I think Bruno's the best captain this week, but I'm going with De Bruyne. It does sound crazy. It sounds crazy, but Bruno's probably the best. But my gut's telling me to go with KDB, so I'm gonna run with the Belgian wizard. I think Percy Tau is on bench today. Percy Tau is what we call the South African Messi. Yeah, he's on the bench, hoping he starts. Let me see what they're doing right now. Sofa score. Come on, son. England, pull them up. Newport and Brighton play. Tottenham won 5-0. They should have. Mopay. So he's on the bench. I want to see what happens when he comes on today. What kind of bug is that? I want to see what he does today. The South African Messi. I hope he does well, man. I hope he does well. I want to see what he looks like today. I'm going to watch the highlights after the game is over. Forza Barca, I can't even believe we made it into 3rd place. Dude. Yeah, man. What was it, just a few weeks, a month ago, we were saying they were in 12th place or something like that. I was super concerned about us even making Champions League. And right now, we're in striking distance of first place. I'm in shock, man. I'm in full-on shock. I think the team has rallied so well. Shout out to everyone who's been playing. I got to give a shout out to Coleman, who's done well, even though I've had a bit of disagreements with him, especially with Ricky Puig. But shout out to them, man. They've been playing well, and I like. My biggest thing with Barcelona right now is they're more direct than they have been for a couple years. Normally, they just like to pass it left, right, and possess the ball just to possess it. And they don't really get aggressive with anything. And now they're starting to put through balls in and have players leaking behind the defense or making great runs and being aggressive with their possession over these last few matches. So I'm just third place, man, unreal. Let me see the table right now. We are. We're 3 points behind Madrid. 3 points behind Real Madrid. Atletico's in first place, and they have 3-game advantage on us. They're in first place, and they've played 3 games less than us. So we'll see what happens with that. But at the end of the day, man, third place right now is nice to have. Even though Barca haven't been as good as they have been in previous years, I've never seen them being motivated against even smaller teams. Great mindset. Yeah, I think I got to give a shout out to all the players right now, man. I think getting rid of the players that we've had in the past have a lot to do with it. I think they were a bit toxic to our team from what I was able to see, but of course I'm not in the locker room. I can't really say for sure. But from what I was able to see on the couch in California, there are a lot of players we had over the past couple seasons that didn't seem to not always be fully invested in the squad. But right now, man, Pedri is bringing a lot of juice. I just wish Ricky Puig could get more playing time. As soon as he checked into the game yesterday, he was just smiling because he was so happy to play. But yeah, everyone's been balling out, man. I gotta give credit to Griezmann, who's been battling through. He's still been working his tail off, even though he's been receiving a lot of negative vibes from everybody. But yeah, man, it's so good to see. What do I think of Diallo? Came from Atalanta to United, and he dribbles past defenders like they're mannequins. That's all I've heard, Kobe. That's all I've heard. So all I've heard about Diallo is that in practice, his defenders say it's just incredibly tough to defend him when he has the ball at his feet. He just slips by everybody. I'm hearing that when he plays for Atalanta these past couple seasons, he's just incredibly difficult to defend. That's all I know about him. I don't know anything beyond that. So it sounds like they got a really good player, a really good young 18-year-old, I think he is. But I haven't seen him play or anything like that, so I can't comment further on just what I've heard. Martial or Danny Ings? I'm going Danny. I'm probably gonna go Danny Ings. Martial for me. I'm just concerned about where he's gonna be playing with Cavani. Just because I think Cavani can't play out on the wing, so he's got to be a striker, right? And Cavani has been playing too well with United to sit on the bench. And so is that going to force Martial out to the wing? Or are they going to keep Cavani on the bench? I don't know. I'm not sure on that. But if Martial's on the right wing, I don't like him as much as a striker. Even though they have really good run of fixtures over the next... the fixtures favor Martial, but I still like Danny Ings more than Martial. Just a little bit, but... If Martial was to... If I know there's some United fans, like Kobe here's a United fan. If Martial is guaranteed 80 minutes a week, I'd probably say go with Martial, but for me, I'm going with Danny Ings. Apparently, United, we're looking at Kieran Trippier for competition for Wan-Bissaka. Trippier, I don't think he leaves from Atletico, man. But Wan-Bissaka, what are your thoughts on Wan-Bissaka as a United supporter? Hey, what's up, Henning? Good to see you. Good to see you. I think it's due to Koeman having, talking about Barcelona, I think it's due to Koeman having the guts to force players to work hard, even in training sessions. Previous managers haven't had the guts to do so. Senior players, unlike him. Yeah, I think so too, man. I think a lot of it, from what I was hearing, it's so hard for me to believe anything I was reading in the media these past few years, because I know that higher management is rumored to have, like, paid off media and kind of just be going as a way to use the camera as a way to use the players as a scapegoat. And so I don't know what to trust in what I've heard over Barcelona the past years, other than Hagrid on Twitter, or Rashad, I think his name is. I think he's changed his name to Rashad, his Twitter handle. Other than what he says, but I think that has a lot to do with it, man. Because of what I was able to see in matches, I think you're able to see. I think I was able to see what was happening in practices because of what I saw in the games. When they were playing lower end teams, they were kind of taking plays off. They weren't running as hard. They're just passing the ball left and right, not running too much. And I think that's probably why Valverde stayed longer than he did, because he didn't push him as hard. And Kike Setien, I think he wanted to at the beginning, but then he received a little bit of backlash. Even his assistant got in trouble for having too much passion on the sideline. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. With Setien and Valverde, I felt like the senior players were more in control. I agree too. More in control. Hey, good to see you, Ahmed. Don, I'm out. Gonna watch the Juve game now. Cheers. Hey, good to see you. Who are they playing today? Who is Juve playing today? But yeah, I agree too, man. It's just been it's been so hard. The hardest thing for me is what I love what I love in players and in sports is teams that work their tails off. That's what gets me my most respect. So players teams like Leeds, right? And so it's hard for me when I watch Barcelona play last couple seasons when they would just be mailing it in, and it was just hard to watch. Anyway, see what Juve's up to today. Juve has Sassuolo. I don't know how you say that. Anyway, back at it again. What's happening, Don? Hey, just chilling, Zane. I just joined in. Can't wait for Gameweek 18 to start. It's been it feels like it's been forever. I just joined in. Can't wait for Gameweek 18 to start. Past few days have been tough with no FPL action. Yeah, I woke up yesterday and I was hoping to watch some FPL, some football, and nothing was on, man. Oh. The only good news is I had American football on, so I was able to watch some really good matches in NFL wise. As I kind of have my eye on Ravens Titans as I'm live streaming. I got the Bears Saints game coming later. That's for sure going to be on my list. Anyway, yeah, it's good to have FPL back on Tuesday, man. I just love it so much. Kobe says Wan-Bissaka is unbelievable at defending, but going forward he's a little bit dodgy, but he's improving at crosses. Okay, so that's exactly what I think too. So defending wise, it's so hard to get, from what I've seen as a non-United supporter, it is so hard to get past Wan-Bissaka. This dude tackles like nobody's business. He's always making a great challenge, it seems. He also puts his body on the line, which I like to see as well. Making slide tackles. I don't know how you say it in England. That's how we say it in America. Sounds weird. But he looks good defending, man. It's just him with the ball at his feet doesn't look the best. He almost seems like a bit like Semedo. In my opinion. But Semedo has better touch, Semedo has phenomenal touch and work on the ball. But yeah, Wan-Bissaka, I think that's where he limits is his attack going forward. I agree. Have I already discussed the implications of Villa Spurs game if that gets called off? I have, yeah. I've talked about. I mean, I'm willing to talk about it a little bit more. It's just the big thing is that tomorrow is going to be the deciding factor of whether it goes through. We're going to hear about their tests and what happens. So it's all just speculation right now on what's going to happen tomorrow. FPL Penguin, what's up, man? Good seeing you. Always good to see you. Great content as usual you've been putting out. But yeah, as far as the Villa Spurs, it's all speculation tomorrow. I would suggest just to have a plan in hand just in case those fixtures don't go through, so you're not panicking to get your squad together for 18. So it's just all speculation right now. Predictions for United Liverpool game, I'm going 1-1. When is that match? When do they play? Play 19. Duh. I think for me, I'm probably gonna say. Do I go renegade and just say that United win that match? I don't know. I think it'll be 2-1. I think 2-1 Liverpool. I don't know. That's all I know is I'm not gonna be able to watch it. What time is the game at? Gameweek 19. The game is. I'll be able to watch it. Whew. All right, cool. Woo. Maybe I'll watch it. I don't know what happens. I don't know. It's gonna be such a good game. Hopefully it's better than the last. Was it? The last big clash, was it United City? 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 Was it United I wasn't able to watch that match. I was in the mountains, but I think it was 0-0. Can you check my team? I'm 71st with 2 free transfers. Yes. This will be. I have to wrap it up here. I gotta go. So any last questions, comments, please get them in, and then I'll check up the deuces and see you guys when I see you guys, and wish you guys best of luck. I went too far. You're in 71st. Centurions. All right, so you have 2 free transfers. You have 1 million in the bank. You have 2 free transfers. Thinking of putting 2 defenders, preferably one from City and United, and maybe even take a -4 for a third. What do I think? All right. So for a lot of it's going to have to do with Game Week 18 and what's going to happen with Villa. A lot of it's going to have to do with what's going to happen with Villa and Spurs. If that game gets called off, you don't have any keeper playing, and you don't have Harry Kane. Lewis doesn't seem like he'll be playing. I think he'll be out from what I'm hearing. Let me check to see what Dylan says. I don't know if Dylan's in the chat right now. Doesn't seem like he'll be playing. He's a Newcastle supporter. It doesn't seem. Come on. I'm trying to read through our Discord real quick. If you want to join the Discord, obviously I can send you a link. Yeah, I can't see there. Yeah, so Jamal Lewis is a great running back for the Ravens. Let's see. So for 2, so you have right now. You have. Let's assume the Villa Spurs match goes ahead. You have Martinez. You have Zaha, KDB, Bruno, Kane, Ollie Watkins. So you have 6 players going. Burke's probably not going to play. 6 players going. With the 2 free transfers and 1 million in the bank, you could probably try to bring in Stones for Lewis. You'll have enough cash to do that. Bring Stones in for Lewis. And Dan's probably 4 mil in it. 4.4. So Dan's got to go to. I think he's. When was I don't even know the last time he played. 15 game week 15. Yeah. So I'm getting rid of Lewis, and I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring in Stones for City. That'll give me an extra player, and then I'm going to transfer out. I don't know how much cash I'd have left in the bank. Stones is like 4.9, 4 or 5 mil, maybe something like that. That'll cost 0.7, 0.3 in the bank. Maybe try to bring in like Holding for Arsenal, or you can even try to bring in Fernandez for Newcastle. He's 4.7. But that'd be a 1 game week kind of punt. Maybe try to go and bring in. No, you don't have any cash for United defense. Maybe you upgrade McCarthy to De Gea. I don't know if I want De Gea for long term. I don't know. This is very tough for me. This is very tough. I think first things first, I would get in a City defender. So maybe even Balbuena, because I don't think Balbuena is going to be starting anymore. He looked like might have lost favor, but hold on to it just in case. I think you have other pressing issues like Lewis and Dan. Yeah, so Lewis I'm bringing in Stones, and Dan maybe I bring in. Maybe like Yedlin for Newcastle. It would only be a 1 week punt though, and that's the hardest thing. You don't have enough cash to upgrade. Maybe there's a United defender because Lindelof and Bailly might not play, and so maybe you could afford to get another United defender. I like where your head's at though. Who do you think will win the Premier League? Honestly, I think it's City since they have a few games in hand and great fixtures. It's incredibly tough for me to call. I'd probably still stick with Liverpool at this moment, but you never know. De Gea or Wan-Bissaka? I'd probably go Wan-Bissaka. I think you could do a bit. It depends. De Gea. I think there are better defenders out there than Wan-Bissaka that you could have. So I'm probably gonna say De Gea in goal. I think there are better defenders this week than Wan-Bissaka. I like Wan-Bissaka in my team. I like having a United defender in my team. So I think De Gea kind of covers that. I don't think Wan-Bissaka gets any attacking returns. He doesn't do enough attacking-wise for me. And so I think De Gea is fine. All right, any last questions, comments? Get them in. I got to wrap it up here. I got to go. Is Lindelof injured? It seems like he is injured, yeah. Let me see what the latest news I heard was. Lindelof. Camera. So, Ole says that Pogba, Shaw, and Lindelof are all injured. Yeah. So Pogba, Shaw, and Lindelof are all injured. You can even go for Alex Telles. I think he's a good punt this week. A really good punt this week. That's what I'm hearing on Twitter. Is that they're just injured. I don't know how long they're injured. I don't know if they're going to be. I don't know if they're just hurt and they'll be back in by Wednesday whenever they play. Back by Tuesday. I don't know, but all I'm seeing on Twitter is that Pogba, Shaw, and Lindelof are all injured. But the extent of the injury, I have no idea. I have no news other than that. Even here, it says that he's playing. It says that Lindelof will be. He's not been flagged on assistant manager, but this is strictly just what I'm seeing on Twitter. Did Ronaldo score? I think he's just trending because Messi scored a free kick yesterday. Let's go to SofaScore. No, he did not score. Weston McKennie. Shout out Weston McKennie. All right, I got to wrap it up here. Any last questions, comments, please get them in. If not, what about Bailly? And good luck with Don. Wish me luck for the cup. Hey, wish you best. Honestly, Kobe, I wish you the best of luck this game week and for your cup this week. As far as Bailly, I think he went through a concussion protocol yesterday. I don't know the severity of that injury. I haven't heard anything about that. I've been kind of laying off of Twitter these past couple of days. Let me see what Twitter says. That's where I get all my news mostly. It just says that he's doubtful with a neck injury. 75% chance of playing, according to FPL status. Yeah, everything else is from a few days ago. I think he just had a bit of a head injury this week, and it's more a precaution. Let's see, Ole, I think he had some comments. I don't know how reliable this is. We had a tough game again, some fixtures coming. It had nothing to do with him. I don't know why he was brought up. Okay, so it sounds like he had no concussion. Apparently it was his neck. It was a sore neck, but he couldn't carry on, so let's check. That's the last news I'm seeing from him. So I don't know. Bailly might play. Who knows? Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks everyone for showing up. I know this was a weird stream. It was a terrible time to pick. It was there's still a lot to go down tomorrow as far as Villa Tottenham, but I feel like it was a last little stream before I hit grad school and got super busy. But thank you guys so much for being supportive over the last 8 months I've had this channel. 9-10 months. Has it been that long? 10 months or so? Anyway, thank you guys so much for showing up. I wish you guys the best of luck in Gameweek 18. If you want to join the Discord, please just comment on a video and I'll send you the link. If you want to, or I think that's all I have, yeah. Thank you so much for showing up. I wish you the best luck in 18. Hopefully there's some green arrows for you. And if you're like me and just not taking a free hit, hopefully our red arrow isn't too bad. And I wish you guys the best of luck. Take care. I don't know the next time I'll stream. It may just be a Sunday kind of it might just be Sunday streams only for me here on out. But thank you guys so much for everything. Take care. Take some time every day to make someone smile. And yeah, man. Take care. Oh, that's the wrong screen. Appreciate y'all. Good luck this week.